This video was made in collaboration with NARUTOPEDIA. For more information, check out the link in the description. The Life of Shukaku, the One-Tail, from Naruto. Shukaku, more commonly known as the One-Tail, is one of the 9-tailed beasts. It was last sealed within Gaara of Sunagakure after being sealed in 2 other Jinchūriki before him. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Shukaku. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Background. Shukaku and the tailed beasts first came into being in the waning days of Hagoromo Ōtsutsuki, who used his creation of all things technique to divide the 10 tails chakra into 9 separate bodies and giving each a name. Sometime after being created, the sage explained to the young-tailed beasts that a link existed between them despite their separation. He also foretold of a day that they would be brought together again, though not as they were, and that at that time someone would emerge to show them what true power is. In the anime, before his death, Hagoromo sent Shukaku to live in a temple built for the purpose of protecting it in a desert region that would later become part of the Land of Wind. Long before the First Shinobi World War, Shukaku was captured by disciples of a temple and kept in Sunagakure, to which the first Kazekage, who was invited along with the other Kage by Hashirama Senju into the first 5 Kage summit, attempted to use his possession of the Tanuki as leverage to gain wealth for his nation, as opposed to gaining another tailed beast. Shukaku's first Jinchūriki was a Suna priest named Bunpuku, who was locked away in a dungeon with the giant tea kettle, which was kept under constant guard. Over time, the citizens of Sunagakure came to believe that Shukaku itself was a living ghost of a corrupted priest sealed inside a tea kettle. Despite the animosity the village showed for Shukaku and its host, the elderly priest held no ill will towards the Tanuki nor the villagers, viewing it as an equal and was content as long as Shukaku hadn't forgotten his name. Shukaku eventually came to appreciate Bunpuku and would later remember the words he imparted to it, that someday someone would approach it in the world to teach it about the heart and acceptance. Shukaku had another Jinchūriki who inspired the 3rd Kazekage to create his iron sand fighting style. Shukaku was eventually removed from their bodies, resulting in their respective deaths. When Karura became pregnant with Gaara, her husband, the 4th Kazekage, had Chiyo seal Shukaku into Gaara while he was still in the womb because out of his 3 children, Gaara was the only one compatible with the tailed beasts. Before Karura died giving birth, she passionately told her son that she would protect him, and according to her husband, her love seeped into the sand and was noted to form his automatic defense. However, Gaara couldn't properly control Shukaku's powers, killing or injuring several of Suna's shinobi and citizens by accident. Shukaku would even cite its hatred towards humans, warning Gaara not to sleep too long if he didn't want to give Shukaku an opening. Deemed a failure, the 4th Kazekage chose to test his son one last time, ordering Yashimaru to assassinate him and also tell him that his mother never loved him, and that she was used as a human sacrifice for the sealing process. Gaara failed the test, fully releasing the rampaging Shukaku, to which the 4th eventually used his gold dust to subdue the Tanuki. Konoha Crush. During the Chunin exams, Gaara partially transformed into Shukaku during his fight with Sasuke Uchiha, lashing out with the tailed beast's arm after being injured for the first time and terrifying Sasuke with a glimpse of its eye. During the Konoha Crush, Gaara later transformed into his full Shukaku form during his fight with Naruto Uzumaki, who summoned Gamabunta to counteract it. When Gaara exposed himself on top of Shukaku's head and used the feigning sleep technique, Shukaku took full control of its body and battled them. Shukaku's power was too much for Gamabunta to handle, resulting in both him and Naruto using the combination transformation to take the form of a giant fox, the 9 tails in the anime. Gamabunta used the form's claws and teeth to grab and restrain Shukaku, in order for Naruto to wake Gaara up with a punch, which suppressed Shukaku's power. Sunagakure Support Mission. In the anime, when Gaara's student Matsuri got kidnapped by the 4 Celestial Symbols men, in a plot to take Shukaku's chakra, he rescued her and partially transformed into Shukaku to defeat the recently resurrected Seimei. In Naruto's footsteps, the Friends' Paths. About 2 years after the Chunin exams in Konoha, another exam was held between Konoha and Suna. During this event, Gaara was attacked by Hoichi, who used the Fuinjutsu of Bunpuku to subdue Gaara and begin transferring Shukaku's chakra into himself. Ultimately, the extraction was stopped by the intervention of Neji Hyuga, who used his gentle fist to block the chakra points from which Shukaku was being extracted, thereby repelling the chains. Kazekage Rescue Mission. During Gaara's time as the 5th Kazekage, Deidara and Sasori from Akatsuki were assigned to capture Shukaku. During the battle between Gaara and Deidara, Gaara manifested Shukaku's arms several times to attack the Akatsuki member. After Deidara defeated Gaara in combat and took him to Akatsuki's lair in the Land of Rivers, Shukaku was forcefully extracted from Gaara and placed within the demonic statue of the Outer Path. Though the extraction killed him, Gaara was resurrected through Chiyo's one's own life reincarnation technique and still retained the ability to control sand. Birth of the Ten Tails Jinchūriki. Shukaku was the only tailed beast sealed within the demonic statue to have not been resealed into Obito Uchiha's 6 Paths of Pain, and as such did not meet Naruto during his encounter with the other tailed beasts. When Naruto proceeded in his plan to pull all the beasts from Obito's body in order to stop the tree form of the Ten Tails flower from blooming and completing the Eye of the Moon plan, its chakra rejected Naruto as he contained none of the Tanuki's chakra. Gaara, having been bonded with Shukaku, instead took hold and began pulling the chakra himself. Through the efforts of the Kazekage, Shukaku was freed from its captivity alongside the other tailed beasts. Upon being freed, Shukaku started to recognize Naruto. Despite showing reluctance to Gaara's request for its help in sealing Madara Uchiha, Shukaku decided to comply only for the opportunity to surpass Kurama. When Madara ran towards them and the other tailed beasts, both Shukaku and Gaara conjured numerous sand bullets and were able to restrain the Uchiha's movements. Using the opportunity to attack, the tailed beasts each took a swing at their opponent, giving the sand-manipulating duo an opening to use their desert-layered Imperial Funeral Seal, but Madara managed to escape the sand pyramid with the Susanoo. As Naruto in tailed beast mode pinned Madara down with the tail, Shukaku and the other tailed beasts joined in and did the same to increase the damage, but the Uchiha survived their attacks and retreated to a safe distance. After he received his own right Rinnegan eye from a white Zetsu clone, Madara quickly summoned the demonic statue of the Outer Path from Obito's body, and used the Rinnegan to repel the tailed beasts. With the tailed beasts stunned, Madara then proceeded to chain them up and prepared to seal them back into the statue. As Madara began the process on Shukaku, Gaara intervened, declaring his refusal to let Madara get his former tailed beast. Shocked at how determined Gaara was to protect Shukaku despite their negative past, the Tanuki remembered Bunpuku's words of wisdom. From that, it also recalled Gaara explaining that he'd been grateful to Shukaku, as it was thanks to the Tanuki that Gaara had met his first friend, Naruto. As Madara launched an attack on Gaara, Shukaku quickly blocked the attack for its former Jinchūriki. Despite the newfound teamwork, Madara still rebuffed their efforts, and all the tailed beasts were resealed within the demonic statue. Later, after Madara succeeded in becoming the Ten Tails Jinchūriki, a reformed Obito managed to steal some of Shukaku's chakra along with some of Gyuki's. Then, Obito sealed the yin half of Kurama into a dying Naruto to save his life. Obito also sealed a portion of Shukaku and Gyuki's chakra into Naruto. Inside Naruto's subconscious, Shukaku, Gyuki, and Yin Kurama found the young Jinchūriki talking with the spirit of Hagoromo Ōtsutsuki. As the other 6 tailed beasts manifested to join in the meeting, they all voiced their shared belief to the sage that Naruto was the child of prophecy. As Naruto fought Madara, Shukaku aided him by lending its magnet release chakra, allowing Naruto to use a Juinjutsu technique against Madara. Kaguya Ōtsutsuki strikes. After Madara's ambitions were cut short by Black Zetsu, who revealed to be the silent manipulator of shinobi history since it was first created by Kaguya Ōtsutsuki, the black entity used Madara's body as a medium to resurrect its creator. During the battle against the tyrannical princess, Shukaku and the other tailed beasts continued to support Naruto by giving him their combined power to overwhelm her. Ultimately, Kaguya was defeated by Naruto and Sasuke, who used the 6 paths Chibaku Tensei to eject all the tailed beasts from her and seal her away inside a newly created moon within her own dimension. After the spirits of Hagoromo and the past Kage summoned both the tailed beasts and Team 7 back to the real world, the tailed beasts began to discuss their plans for the future since they were finally free. Sasuke, however, made his own intentions known, removing as many people as possible who could get in the way of his plans, leading the world through a revolution to do away with current shinobi systems, including killing all the current Kage and tailed beasts. Just as Sasuke swiftly subdued the tailed beasts with his Rinnegan and sealed them within his Chibaku Tensei, Naruto assured the tailed beasts that he would save them once again. After Naruto was able to defeat and reform Sasuke, the two dispelled the infinite Tsukiyomi and Sasuke released Shukaku, along with the other tailed beasts, from their prisons. Versus Momoshiki Arc. After having never initiated contact with Gaara since the two parted ways, Shukaku contacted the Kazekage to inform him that it had lost contact with Gyuki. Telling him that its connection with Naruto is still intact, Shukaku said that it had a bad feeling about the matter before leaving Gaara to deal with the matter as he saw fit. One Tail Escort Arc. In the anime, as Gaara was battling Urashiki Ōtsutsuki, Shukaku arrived to aid its former host. Together, the two were able to seal away the foe. Knowing that the seal won't hold Urashiki for long, it was decided that Kankuro, Shinki, and Boruto Uzumaki escort Shukaku to Konoha for its safety, while Gaara would return to Suna to recover. Also during which, to make sure Urashiki would not sense its chakra, Shukaku willingly sealed itself inside a small tea kettle. However, the seal still allowed Shukaku to move about as a miniature version of itself, wearing the kettle like armor. During their journey, they were intercepted by 4 of Urashiki's puppets. Kankuro decided to face the threat alone, while Boruto and Shinki went on ahead with Shukaku. Along the way, Boruto was amazed at how cold Shinki was. Shukaku noted that Gaara was a lot like this back in the day until Naruto's kindness swayed him to find a better path. Soon afterwards, they noticed a massive explosion from the battlefield. While Shinki insisted that they move on, Boruto refused to leave Kankuro when he needed them most, saying it would be a trashy thing to do. Boruto went back while Shinki continued on with Shukaku. Before long, they were engaged by one of Urashiki's puppets. While Shukaku was concerned about this threat, Shinki was determined to avenge Kankuro. Quickly, the puppet proved itself to be very versatile and dangerous, as it easily breached Shinki's defenses and injected him with a paralyzing poison. Shinki was forced to retreat with Shukaku, but was saved by the timely arrival of Boruto, Shikadai, and Temari. While Shikadai and Temari held off the puppet, Boruto helped Shinki and Shukaku to safety. Shukaku found the whole event very exciting, viewing Boruto to be similar, yet smarter and more skilled than his father was at the time. It decided to watch the fight, but Shinki quickly picked up the Tanuki and resumed his mission to Konoha. After Boruto caught up with Shukaku and Shinki, they were soon intercepted by Urashiki. While the Genin knew they were no match for him, they were able to pull off a strategy to again temporarily seal him. Knowing Urashiki would soon escape and intercept them at the border to the Land of Fire, they decided Boruto would distract Urashiki with a clone disguised as Shinki and carrying an empty tea kettle, while Shukaku and Shinki went on ahead. During the plan, Shukaku noticed how hesitant he was with this plan that had a high chance with death for Boruto. Once arriving at the border of the Land of Fire, Shukaku and Shinki were intercepted by Mirai Sarutobi, who interrogated Shinki for unsanctioned entrance. While Shinki refused to answer questions to a shinobi not above Chunin, Sai Yamanaka arrived, whose high ranking prompted Shinki to explain the situation. Sai took over delivering Shukaku to Naruto. Once arriving at the Hokage's office, Shukaku explained the situation for Boruto. Before the Hokage left, Sasuke arrived to reveal that he'd already rescued Boruto and Urashiki had escaped. They decided to keep Shukaku at Naruto's home for protection. Upon arriving to meet Boruto's family, Himawari immediately took a liking to the miniaturized tailed beast, treating the Tanuki as a talking Shukaku toy and kept it close to her. While Shukaku found the girl's attachment annoying, it was intrigued to learn that she once knocked out Kurama. Hoping to learn how she did it as a chance to have some mocking rights on the fox, Shukaku decided to play nice with the young girl. Ultimately, however, when learning that Himawari had no knowledge of the incident, Shukaku quickly turned cold again and told her to leave it alone, much to her sadness. While alone and taking a nap, its tea kettle form was mistaken for trash and taken to a scrapyard. As Shukaku was on the verge of being thrown into a trash compactor, Himawari, who was desperately looking for the Tanuki, activated her Byakugan again and quickly saved Shukaku. Amazed at how genuinely concerned Himawari was for it, Shukaku became kinder to her and openly admitted to Kurama that humans can be very entertaining. Later, when Naruto proceeded to move Shukaku to a new safe house, the Tanuki waved Boruto and Himawari goodbye with its tail. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.